I woke up and I saw Rival, who usually covers like pretty much just like current going ons with like the community. Um, he posted a video, and I wanted to watch it on stream. And there's no way that I'm able to watch it on stream without going into it, so might as well go into it. I mean, the thing is that I really did not want to watch Thorn's like 1.5 hour rant about Rekkles, basically. Right, like it's literally like he's just desperate for viewership, and he made a 1 hour 47-minute video about Rekkles being a terrible person, right? So I just did not want to click that, and like it's just sad. Like he's just gross, bro. Like he makes videos. He's like one about Lena. His videos are like 5K views. I really think that he's just completely irrelevant, and I guess I should watch the clip again of how Rekkles reacted to it, because it's like very sad, right? Like it's extremely sad. This happened 2-3 days ago, and I don't know if you guys saw the clip.
I've had
just watch it.
People come and go with their.
The clip is in Rivals videos too.
Towards me, but Thorn has always had it from day one till now, so I would expect this video to be painting me in the worst light possible.
So I will say this. I didn't know that Thorn had a hate boner for Rekkles, but according to the community, because like I just don't follow this crazy guy. I mean, he's like tweeting like white supremacist stuff, and he's just like super cringe dude. But apparently he's hated Rekkles from the very beginning, which I don't really understand why. I feel like
I do not know what is in it. I don't want to watch the trailer. I'm not gonna watch the video. But I have extreme anxiety right now, like to the point where I can barely speak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the stream here, and I'm gonna tell the guys I cannot scream today, and then we'll see tomorrow how I feel, and we reassess everything. But yeah, the day is here. I've been dreading this day ever since I heard about this video.
Generational hate watcher. Yep, pretty much.
It is what it is. Can't do much. The longest time I've had.
So yeah, that happened. Then you released this video, which got 50 times more views, because you know people love to just watch. Like people love drama. But you know, I literally don't even want to give him the view. But because Rival, who generally makes good content, is you know, he made a. Let's see. Let's just watch this video. I don't know. I'm assuming he sums up what Thorn said and he gives his 2 cents on it. So let's see if it's.
Because of how he played in scrims, running it down against the NA teams, I was told by industry insiders, they say that he divided the team and the practice, supposedly the coaching staff of G2, and apparently in Carmine Corp, because apparently he just thought Yellow Star wasn't good. I have heard a little story, supposedly. People have told me, supposedly I was told, and supposedly Rekkles said outside. Now I was told, so people told me, so supposedly he played Kaiser a whole week of scrims, supposedly Rekkles was like, and so I was told the team just lost.
This is so pathetic, by the way. Like I'm 30 seconds in, and guys, is this not just so pathetic? This dude is like 40 years old, and he did an hour and 47-minute hit piece on somebody who I guarantee you guys, I guarantee that Rekkles has been toxic. I guarantee that he has been passive aggressive. I guarantee that he has run it down in scrims. Guess what, guys? So has 90% of all pro players ever. I think I can only name on one hand the number of the teammates that I have had that have not done any of those things, right? And it's not even just like a one-off. It's just like occasionally that will just happen, right? Like, just think about it. You think like, okay, like I'm toxic, so I've definitely done it. So maybe you're just like, okay, whatever. This is Doublelift being himself. Oh, he was just really immature in the past. Okay, what about like every fucking pro player that you know? Bjergsen, Afromu, Pole Belter, you know, like I am not dropping some crazy nuke here, guys. Like everyone is human. We all started playing professionally when we were like 17 or 18 years old, and we grew our like sense of self very weirdly. Like we became celebrities overnight. We didn't handle the fame really well in the beginning for the most part. Like, dude, you have to be completely insane to think that like your favorite pro player or any pro player is not going to be a human and like make mistakes. I have like a ton of regrets about how I was behaving literally last year on 100 Thieves. I was really toxic. My team was doing poorly and I was really toxic. I think that it is completely like there's a threshold where it's too much, I guess, and it should be talked about, but this thing is just so fucking cringe already. I just can't believe
Hoping
it.
him, but actually I was told they say he was just introverted. I'm told he didn't contribute in VOD reviews. Supposedly, I was told that he can lose you draft even if you do what he wants. So many options. They
It's
can
just
do
so
a draft that
pathetic
beats
already,
you.
like-
Say that's why it was.
We're talking about a video game, by the way.
I can play Callistic because we runner. He played apparently 3 games of Karma. He played Zaya, a Varus skin, on their driving license the year before. So he did it this year. And that's actually so good against
Rekkles bought 20 pinks on stage because he was tilted. Guess what, dude? We've all done things we're not proud of. I'm fairly certain, knowing Rekkles throughout the years, he regrets that. He regrets it, and he views it as a mistake. It is completely irrelevant whether or not like some of these claims are true. It's just completely like hateful and unnecessary and just really downright like gross when we're talking about like a hit piece on somebody. It was one of his proudest moments. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Never mind. My bad, guys. I think Rekkles looks back on that day. I don't even know if it's true, right? But let's just assume that it's true. I bet he looks back on that day with a smile on his face, like, yeah, I griefed my team. I was really mad.
To let the dust settle and appropriate people to react before making this video. While most of my normal news content is relatively unbiased, the hit piece explored in this video was created with malicious bias, and so it only feels fair to address it as such. I am also well aware that bringing attention to the situation is what the creator of the hit piece wants, but in making this video, I aim to antagonize that attention with...
That is exactly why I didn't even want to watch the video, because it just feels gross to give Thorn a view. I mean, somebody was linking like Thorn retweeting white supremacist tweets. The guy's completely unhinged and crazy. And the thing is, like, he doesn't have anything going on in his life except for this. So this is his main source of income. Anything to get clicks, right? Like, to monetize YouTube and to get a big view count video out there, even if it's with malicious intent, is going to be good for his bank account. And it's going to be a tool that you can use to like get sponsors and stuff. Like, hey, occasionally I make videos with like 200K views. Look, this one's a hit piece on Rekkles. If you want to sponsor my next hit piece, or like, he's not going to say that, right? If you want to sponsor my next big video in this series, you know, it's going to cost as much.
With the support and awareness it generates for Rekkles. I began learning
just
about this
so bad,
situation
man.
when I saw this post on Reddit by C9 Babkus from Cadril Sub, Pedro's Peepos. It out.
I want to give you all a big shout out and an XDD kiss from the mods. We were pretty worried about chat today considering the circumstances, but for the most part, you've all flooded the chat with love and support for Rekky. That's good. As Lewis Ratonis and its members grown popularity. I've actually never been to this sub. Pretty cool that Cadril has a big community like this. People will bring him down. Okay, so just
outlines the supportive and mature conduct from Cadril's fans, affectionately known as the Rats, in their support of the team and Rekkles on stream yesterday. But support Rekkles for what? Did something happen? Earlier yesterday, controversial esports journalist Thorin released a trailer of sorts that revealed he was dropping a video showing Rekkles over the past 13 years of his career in a light that, quote, you don't know him like the people who are around him, alluding to some kind of expose piece he had made. After learning of the forthcoming piece on him, Rekkles, who has publicly disclosed his own mental health battles in the past, said on stream that he would not be participating in Los Ratones public scrims later that day due to overwhelming anxiety. Learning about the video literally sent him into a spiral. Here is the clip.
The longest time. I've had people from the...
I'm going to skip it
do
because I
not
just
know
watched
what
it.
Is see, they ever
As before,
heard about this video. It is what it is. Can't do much.
Cadril, who had subbed for Los Ratones before, subbed in, but even though Cadril is a challenger player, he's not a professional support main like Rekkles. Among other reasons, Thorin's piece on Rekkles causing him to bow out would actually have a ripple effect, with the team going 1-4 in their scrim block for the day, Los Ratones' worst scrim result yet. This also led to minor tension on the team, as shown in
Okay,
this
but we
clip
don't
of
really care
Nemesis
about that, right?
disclosing
Like,
mistakes and draft
this is kind of
issues
a-
following the scrim block.
Unrelated.
Good night.
How are we complaining about this draft? I can't understand it, bro. This is such an...
Hold on. Baus was frustrated after being put on Zillion, got cut off from his lane on repeat, said it was a draft issue after Nemesis called for Zillion in draft when Baus's champions were unavailable. Okay. I mean, Sure.
complaining
If you follow
about
the
this
team,
draft.
this is kind
I
of cool
can't
news, I guess.
understand it, bro. This is such
a
an
bad day
odd
of scrims,
draft.
it is
and
what
it's
it
the
is, there's
perfect Zilan game. I would so happily play Zilan top this game. I just don't understand it. Like, he doesn't see the picture. I don't know how. His champion hard counters 4 of their characters. It is so broken with Jarvan, with Jhin, with Syndra. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, IMO, we got lucky that I smurfed this draft and called the Zilan, because if I didn't do that, holy shit, our Nexus would explode at minute 0.
The video Thorin released was 1 hour and 47 minutes long, and I watched it so you don't have to.
Thank you.
I honestly found it really hard to focus because it was just 100 minutes of ranting with only a couple of screenshots of public articles shown in the last 10 minutes. The rest is hearsay. I was expecting some text messages or Discord screenshots or some footage or something at least. It was made in sections discussing different aspects of Rekkles and his alleged professional or personal conduct across his career. I'm going to give a very brief synopsis.
Honestly, that sounds like the highest quality Thorn video I've seen. Right? Like, that is the most effort that he's going to put in a video. 100 minutes of ranting.
Each section with relevant clips, because I'm sure you can just skim through his video and get a feel for what it's like. After this part breaking down Thorin's video, I'm going to go over what some people who were mentioned in Thorin's video had to say in response to it as well. Weirdly enough, the video starts with a clip of Perks introducing Thorin's YouTube channel. When asked about it, Perks said the clip was 5 years old and he's on neither side, Rekkles or Thorin's. This is only really relevant to get Perks' current stance on the both of them. Now, here's the kicker. After the intro, Thorin says he's never actually met or spoken to Rekkles in any context.
But I'll just say at the outset, I don't know Rekkles. I have never met him, although he must have been at the studios when I went in like 2014, for example, but he was quite a private person. I've never spoken to him in any context, public or private.
Strong preface. Why does this guy have such a hate boner for him then? He follows that up by saying he spoke to people around him, such as teammates, coaches, people within organizations through his whole career, and he's never had this many sources talk to him about a story in his whole career. Thorin then asked the rhetoric, why hasn't anyone spoken about his behavior before answering by saying there was a conspiracy of silence around Rekkles' behavior, because people were either afraid of the backlash due to his fan appeal or thought what would they even have to gain from speaking up about it. Another reason is players would be scared that they might have to play with him again in the future. Also, internal staff would allegedly be overly accommodative due to his popularity and draw for brand deals. He then calls Rekkles a few names like liar, fraud, and crybully, which apparently is someone who bullies people but then cries to authoritative.
Bro, like, I guess no. There's just no way. There's literally no way, guys. You like, we're talking about a conspiracy between the pro players to not talk about Rekkles. Like, what the fuck? Are you joking? Like, everyone loves to fucking gossip in the esports scene, bro. Like, it's literally like there are Pokemon accounts and websites dedicated to just like random ass rumors in off season, in just like hearsay stuff like that. Like, I don't even know what the point of saying that would be.
Figures to get them on their side before backlash can happen. He then speaks
Source,
over
just trust me, bro. Like, actually.
Rekkles' competitive resume for contextual purposes. Then, the first section of the video, Rekkles' personality, is introduced. He prefaces this section by acknowledging Rekkles' autism diagnosis, but chooses not to comment on it, which is kind of odd considering this whole section of video, and many times throughout the entirety of the video, is just flaming Rekkles' personality, but not commenting on a major reason why his personality in certain situations may be that way. A lot of it is also particularly before Rekkles himself even knew about his autism diagnosis. Among other things, he said Rekkles doesn't have many friends and enjoys his solitude with quite a small support network. But when he does connect with someone, he is at his most comfortable. He then says, shocker, Rekkles' image...
Wait, hold on. I need to think about this again. Did he just say he had chose not to comment on the fact that Rekkles has autism when he's like talking about his personality? Dude, this Thorn is literally just a roach. Like, he's actually a roach. He's like a leech on the community. It's insane to me that he's able to profit and make any money off of his content. Like, what? I don't even, dude, like, there's already a level of, I think, like, a regular person has some understanding that, like, a kid would struggle with being, like, going from, like, introvert nerd playing League all day to being one of the most popular League of Legends players in the world, the biggest game in the world, the biggest esport in the world. And then, oh, what did Lena say? She's screaming from downstairs. Also, I don't think Thorn has any friends for judging Rekkles for having no friends. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually true. Like, I think like you're already gonna give someone, I guess, a pretty big pass for making mistakes. As long as their attitude about it is generally like apologetic, you know, like as long as they're like painting themselves as like a fucking saint the entire time with no regrets and doing some shady stuff behind the scenes. As far as I understand, that's not what Rekkles did. He made mistakes as a player, as a teammate, just like everyone that I know and myself. So yeah, but then you're gonna give like an extra layer of sympathy if he has autism as well, because especially since he didn't know that until recently. I'm pretty sure last year he went on Cadel's stream and dropped it that he might have autism or that he's been diagnosed. And it's like, dude, if you don't know that, then you're not gonna know how to deal with it. Like, you're not gonna have like a professional opinion as to like how you can like, you know, lessen some of the negatives and like work
Image
on
is
it.
everything to him. Quote, not winning in League of Legends, just his image and perception of him in League of Legends. He says this has caused him to often tweak things about his outward appearance to try and discover his identity, like new hair
Who
or
cares?
tattoos, as if we all haven't done
Who
those kind of
cares?
things. Quote, it's like he was trying to destroy Mutton and create Rekkles. He then accuses him of being a KDA player, saying he's sociopathic, has no personal accountability, and he's very selfish and ego-driven. Then, honestly, the next sections of manipulation, playing style, personal life, boot camp stories, tournament stories, team stories, and off-season are just a one big continuous rant. Here are a few clips stitched
Dude,
together
what?
just to give you an idea of what the other hour and 25 minutes are like.
In the era when you could TP bot whenever you wanted, it became a massive meta component to set up those ganks in the bot lane. So if the enemy just set up to try and dive bot, he would always just leave the tower and just sit in the Rekkles bush. Even if, by the way, by dying, he could have gotten multiple kills or saved the wave lane and lane state. He would give up plates all the time, and he was way too scared to die under the tower or trade. He just didn't want to die or be seen to have died in the game. They
Who cares? Who cares? What are
say
we
he was
talking
good at
about
knowing
right
what
here?
to do when he had a lead when he was in G2.
What are we
By the
doing?
way, he was best when he was on Senna or a supportive champion. He'd be good at the mid game, knowing what to do. But they say it was incredibly hard if he was on a hyper carry because he doesn't ask for resources, so people can't play around him. Meanwhile, think about someone like Hans Sama. They say if Hans Sama gets ahead, he wants his jungle to permanently be on his side so bot can move as 3 and he doesn't lose his lead. In Carmine Corp, they say he wouldn't even go and take a mid wave so the other team couldn't end. If he thought in Carmine Corp the fight didn't look
Dude,
good,
this is straight
he'd
up
say,
pathetic.
I don't think it looks good.
This is straight up pathetic, guys. This dude is doing a 1 hour fucking rant about Reckless's, about how much it's like from top to bottom, right? Like it's not even about, at this point, it is not even about Rekkles like wronging anybody or doing something really uncool or toxic or whatever. This is like literally like we're now like nitpicking like parts of his gameplay that like we don't like. We're really digging deep for like any sort of evidence, a shred of evidence that Rekkles is anything but perfect.
And go out of the fight, which would just demotivate all the teammates that were going in and trying to fight and take the fight that they're all agreeing to do.
If you didn't already get that from the intro. I also want to note that the first piece of evidence bar a match history screenshot is at the timestamp of 1 hour and 35 minutes in a 1 hour and 47-minute video.
He misses Cannon's voice.
It's a
He minus
screenshot
ones
of a
once in a
public
while as well.
website. Furthermore, a lot
Disgusting.
of the references he makes to Reckless's playstyle, he just speaks on what supposedly happened without actually backing up what he says with the relevant clip or any source. I'm not really sure if it was just laziness or they plainly just don't exist.
Dude, honestly, guys, I have a story about Rekkles too. It's pretty fucked up. One time I saw him go to the grocery store, and he didn't put the cart back in the appropriate spot before he drove off. It was maybe one of the most disgusting behaviors I've witnessed.
Also want to add that I'm actually pretty sure some of these things would have happened, but if you're going to do a condemning piece of work like this, I'd be having evidence. I understand sometimes sources don't want to have their names attached to these kind of things. But
That's actually worse. Yeah, that might actually be worse than anything Thorin has said.
It also kind of pisses me off that Rekkles is just over there minding his own business, and then because of the power that Thorin has with this video, sends him into an anxious spiral, and he just gets to come in and rock the boat for no reason.
Wait, sorry. I got to listen to that again.
Sources don't want to have their names attached to these kind of things, but it's the same thing throughout the entire video. It also kind of pisses me off that Rekkles is just over there minding his own business, and then because of the power that Thorin has with this video, sends him into an anxious spiral, and he just gets to come in and rock the boat for no reason.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, literally, like that is exactly what is why, like, I think most people just ignored it. It's like Rekkles is doing his own thing. He doesn't seem to be the same person that he was 10 years ago. Not that I care about the person that he was 10 years ago, because we were all fucking like in our teens. But like, he seems to be just doing his own thing and thriving and doing good on those Rotones, and he's streaming a lot and he's growing his fan base, and he had this experience on T1, he's sharing that, now he's sharing this thing playing in like this league, and then it's just like all of a sudden just like boom, bro, your life fucking over. But like, well, not actually, right? Like, I don't think a regular person is going to give any credit to what Thorn is saying, but it's like, it's just like, it's just wrong. Like, I don't have any words to describe it other than it's just like fucked up random hit piece.
I really don't know what this guy's obsession with Rekkles is. Throughout this video, many players and their supposed interactions and relationships with Rekkles are mentioned, as well as supposed issues Rekkles had or would cause. One of which being he would never play a champion unless he had, quote, 50 games on it, according to Thorin. Later in the video, Thorin then says Rekkles first picks Corki in a game. And have I even mentioned that this video covers the span of the last 13 years of Rekkles' career? He's 28 now, so that started when he was 15. Bro, I was the biggest dickhead when I was 15. Everyone is when they're kids. Of course people are going to make mistakes. Also, especially when dealing...
Guys, that was some hot drama right there. Rekkles first timed Corki in a scrim once. Holy fuck. I'll never look at him the same way again. Honestly, not my AD carry anymore. Not my GOAT. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh. Wait, no. I lost it again.
With fame from an early age, with a sprinkle of undiagnosed autism. Following the release of the video, some players mentioned in Thorin's video have spoken up about their actual non-hearsay relationship with Rekkles. Firstly, let's hear what Whippo has to say, past teammate of Rekkles in the LEC.
Look, I'm gonna, like I said, I reached out personally to Rekkles. If he needs anything, I will be there for him. I do not want to speak on it, because I think simply weaponizing someone's humanity against them is folly, is what I think. He is human. I know that very well, because I judged him for it in the past. I judged him for what made him different, and I came to accept what made him different over the years that we played together. And as a result, I have had one of the most genuine, kind, and upstanding people that I've ever been able to work with in my life.
Next, Broxer. Again, past teammate in the LEC.
Yeah, I mean, pretty normal.
Why is this? Oh my lord.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the stream here, and I'm gonna tell the guys that
Oh,
I cannot
no.
stream today.
I don't
And
like
we'll
this.
see tomorrow how I feel, and we reassess everything. But yeah, the day is here. I've been dreading this day ever since I heard about this video.
No.
That's what it is.
Brox is having a meltdown.
Fuck's sake. Oren, why? Why? I think it's safe to say, I know Rekkles most, or better, than most people in esports. I know the guy extremely well. I've been very close to him during both some of the greatest, as well as, presumably, most heartbreaking moments of his career. We went through all sorts of shit together, good and bad. And there's no way creating a video with the mere intention of destroying him is reasonable in any way, shape, or form. He's not perfect. He's made errors. He's made mistakes over the years. So have I. We all do. But you know what I liked about him? He always gave it his all. He always tried to be there for you, to be there for the team, and to be a good person. Even now, despite in the past at times having difficulty with putting himself out there, streaming, sharing his perspectives and things, he streams a lot. He probably streams more than I do right now. Every single time you tune in, he's nice, he's respectful, he's positive. So why are you going back, talking to some randoms that think they know him, trying to pull back stuff that happened 5-10 years ago, just to make him sad and miserable? Like, is this really how far you want to go for views? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yep,
This
it
stuff
is.
makes me really mad. It makes me really mad.
And here is what self
It literally is, bro. Like Thorin's content is dead as fuck. No, actually, what I was gonna say is, you know, the saying "don't throw stones from a glass house." It is crazy, isn't it? Crazy ironic that Thorin is of all people calling someone out for being toxic.
Self-Made had to say on Twitter, "Mental problems ain't a joke. It's a thing you'll never understand if you've never experienced it yourself. Hopefully you won't. As a former Rekkles teammate, who cares how someone behaves on his worst days as long as he delivers when he has to?" Next, other professionals
Yes.
that work or have worked with Rekkles. Like,
Yes, it's also about their attitude towards it, right? Like someone who just behaves like a shithead and just like unabashedly like, oh my god, like this is the way, you know, like it's just like so like high on their own farts, just all in on being that way, as opposed to someone who's like learning, growing, you know, willing to change. I think Rekkles seems like a very different person and a lot more reflective and a lot more like introspective and, you know, on his mistakes than he was probably in the past when he was like fucking like 15 years old. The Prodigy in season 2, you guys have no idea. I'm so old. IPL 4, I think. Las Vegas. That was like his first tournament. He popped off.
Like his editors, saying, quote, he's genuinely one of the best human beings they've ever worked with. Or one of his old player managers, saying he was a great guy, very friendly and easy to work with. Or an LEC referee, saying Rekkles was lovely, but Thorin was sexist. And
Wait, no way, no way.
Or an LEC
Dude,
referee.
this is what I'm saying. The
Rekkles
fucking the like complete hypocrisy of like Thorin trying to bring someone else down, right? Like, but that's all he does. Literally, that's literally all this guy does. Because if he doesn't do that, he'll get 0 views. So this is a female LEC ref. My personal experience while working with Rekkles was always positive. He was very attentive, humble, and polite in the way he chose to speak to me and others. My one interaction with Thorn was a rude sexist remark he made to me years ago. I think that sums him up nicely. Bro, like, dude, it is just, are you guys surprised at all? I'm not. Like, I think that pretty much just fits.
was lovely, but Thorin was sexist.
Yeah, Lena says Thorn was a perp to me too. I mean, dude, this guy's a creepy weirdo. Straight up. And I genuinely think that if you like somehow end up in this like circle where you're like constantly watching content from Thorn and like people like him, you'll just become like a hateful and gross person as well. I mean, it's bad. I mean, I know that Thorn has a shit ton of dick riders and fans. I know it, like, because there's just like that subset of people on the internet.
And among all the insane amount of criticism this video has, with at the time of recording over 13,000 dislikes, like 99% of the comments under it are defending Rekkles and flaming Thorin. The best summary I could find was from Psycho on Twitter in these tweets. Quote, I watched the whole thing, and here's my take. Not worth a watch, no clips, proof, or screenshots. Everything is, quote, I heard, with no evidence. Contradicts
Yo, bro, trust me, bro.
himself repeatedly. Even if true, it's irrelevant. Shaming someone for past mistakes when they were vulnerable is wrong. People grow and change, and Rekkles doesn't deserve hate for who he was during tough times if he truly changed for the better, which he is showcasing on Caedrel's team that he has. Even just from a content creator standpoint, it is completely stale and boring. You're telling me this was years in the making and you couldn't even be bothered adding some clips, a storyboard, timeline, or anything else to add entertainment value. It's just a guy talking with camera on. I was legit fighting to make it through the video. That's
Bro, there's nothing that sums up Thorin more than just him rambling incoherently, but like angrily, like frothing at the mouth the whole time for over an hour. I mean, that's
actually how I felt as well earlier today. Outside of Thorin's video, I didn't find one person publicly backing anything he had said on any media, which, to be fair, not many people wanted their name attached to their recollections. But you'd think if he was this big of a problem in the pro scene, there'd be reinforcement to some degree. Since leaving Scrims, Rekkles has yet to comment or appear on any media. But of course, I'll be sure to tell you when he does, so be sure to subscribe to not miss anything. Thanks for watching.
But because...
Subscribed. Oh, I already subscribed to him. I gave this one a like. That was a good video. Yeah, exactly. I'd love to give it a thumbs down, but I would never search for the vid and even less click it. Exactly. I feel the exact same way. And the thing is that just giving it a view and then a thumbs down is probably like a net positive, right? So it's just better to ignore it, condemn it, and move on. Not like fully ignore it. I feel like it's good if you try to vocalize your support for someone. Like, I feel like Rekkles, when I first saw his clip, I was just like, man, you just got to realize that no one is going to give any credit to what Thorn's saying, right? That when I first saw that clip, that was my initial reaction. But thinking about it, you know, first off, Rekkles is autistic, and so his perspective on things and the way he deals with stuff is going to be different and a lot more difficult than a regular person. And second off, I just like have a different I have like a different like threshold for criticism, especially at that level, and that's a pretty severe hit piece. So, yeah, I think it's good if you vocalize your support for Rekkles, right? Like the next time he streams, the next time you get to send him a nice message, maybe reply to one of his tweets or something. I think that, it really does make a difference when you turn on your stream, you make a tweet after you've been struggling with this for a while, and you see some nice messages. It still makes my day. It still puts a smile on my face. I'm sure it'll do the same for him. So if you want to support him, I think that's the best way. Mid Beast reacts. Jesus Christ. Guys, how much of a roach is Thorin? He just made another video 4 hours ago called the Rekkles Retrospective. I refuse to give this thing a view, but he is literally rambling for 15 minutes again because he can't take the L. Now, guys, honestly, I think that the truth is that he needs to keep the lights on. He probably needs a trip to the dentist from what I just saw. So it's time to pay the bills. So if that means turning on the webcam and rambling for an hour and a half to shit on somebody, that's what it is.